Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Factorio. We've had a little break. Let's get back to building our million minions. Alright, I've got 3 of these. I can put I can put 2 of them in there. That's already sped that bit up a little bit. And I can put another one of them in there, like that. And they are bringing them to me. Every time they're done, they are bringing them over to me. So I can go into you, and I can put that in. So now they've got all maximum speed modules. And I'm waiting on them elsewhere. But the problem, the bit that's holding it up is this. I've now got those. I need faster modules on here. That's what I need. I need faster modules being produced in here because this is just taking too long. Each of these is taking too long to produce anything meaningful down through there. Batteries. Why are batteries running so slowly? Where are batteries being used? There's an interesting little pickle. Okay, we've got plenty of copper ore, iron ore, coal. Stone is obviously going to be a bit in short supply. I got 24k landfill down there, but that's doing all right. Plastic has now been dealt with. I no longer have any issues waiting for plastic. Processing units, speed modules, productivity modules. Those are the sorts of things that we want to increase our production of. Let's put 2 of those in there. I got 1 more coming over here. Right, that's them taken care of there. So now really what I'd like to do is I'd like to get just a few more of them so that I can take them over, put them down on here, and have this being extracted a little bit faster. You know, it would probably help if I put some power into some of these. So I'll do that in a minute. Just drop some of those in. And there, and then over there, and 1 over there. If I can just get some of this, it's 3,900, 2,400. If I could get some of those extracted, that would generally speed things up by a very, very long way. We could put some more of the red circuit stuff down here. And soon going to be time to be getting... No, not that one. Getting rid of those. At the moment, they're doing all right. It's this... I think I need to put more of those in so that we can start increasing some of them. That's got to be a thing that we want to work on pretty quick. Actually, I can do that right now. I can simply put a copy and paste. Despite the fact that I don't have the productivity modules that I'd like on there, I can do a copy-paste of that and just get a little bit more of these modules being made. The science packs. Yeah, they're all running now. I was looking at the demands that are being made of it. If I spin that round and I drop that down there, that's going to be spot on perfect. Right, drop that in there. They will share those ones there, but then I've basically just doubled up the overall production of them, which is brilliant. That's going to get me a little bit more blue science going, so it should get the research running just a tiny little bit faster. And science production is going to become a really, really big and a really important thing. Right, going to. It's not yet. We're still waiting on that. So it's something that we got to wait a little bit for. Let's have you, and let's have you, and have you. I got 8 speed modules now. Right, 8 speed modules. That seems pretty good. That seems reasonable. I'll take them. I'll take them with me. I'm just going to run down here. I'm not going to worry about them too much anymore. What I want these 8 for is this one. Put that in there. This one. Put those in there. And then I've got 2 right here, which I'm going to put into that one there. Because that one... Oh, it doesn't reach this one. But it does reach that one. As long as it reaches some of them, it's fine. There. Now, don't worry about it. Just let them go on and do their thing. And they will eventually extract everything. 3,700 on that one. 2,300. Yeah, okay. Let's not concern ourselves too much with it, because otherwise we can get really bogged down just doing little tiny bits that are rather insignificant in the overall grand scheme of things. And I don't want to do that. Right, I do, however, want to take you. You are not going to overlap there, are you? Okay, you don't overlap at all. It goes to there, but this one does not overlap. And it goes out to there. But overlapping is not something that this little blueprint likes to do. Doesn't like to play with others. I can bring that one to there, but the speed modules are in a wrong place for that. Actually, that's going to be alright. That would be alright. I'll get rid of those. And also the power lines. Right, remove them. And then that one will go there. The rest of the power is alright on that. And then I've got room to put in a little bit more of this. So we go back to my blueprint. Right, there we are. And I take that one. And I've got room to drop that one right in there. And I've also got room to drop this one in here. Now, the one thing that we don't have room for is this over here. Except that I do. I've got room to put part of it down. I'll just have to move part of it. I think. Right, because it does it in 3. It does it in little blocks of 3 on this. So it does out to there and out to there on that side. And that's the bit that I want to repeat and I can put down to there. Unless I'm going to want more roboports over there. So let's not get too hasty about that one. But what I can do is I can remove these. I can move that whole section. And I can bring it up and dump it down there. I think we've got room to put that up there. So let's go here. I'll leave that light. Oh. Right. I have to press Q to get rid of that. I've got sulfuric acid traveling along here. I nearly forgot. I've got that sulfuric acid pipe that's traveling along there. That's going to be in the way of removing too much. Let me see if I can just do a simple copy-paste a minute. Because I've got all speed and productivity that we want on there. I mean, yeah, the gear wheels are all loaded up completely. Copy. Paste all the way down to there. There. Perfect. Right. Now, bring that one up to here. And you will fit right in there. There we go. Right, that one will go into there. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down this way. Over to these. Like this. And deconstruct. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct that line there. So that it gives me the speed modules for a minute. It's gone and taken some elsewhere. Which I kind of expected. Take those out. And take those out. So bring them up. And then, are the speed modules going to be placed up in here to speed? Some of them are. Some of the speed modules were placed up there, but not all of them. And then I grab you. So I got two of those there. They've gone down here, look. Gone and placed them down in that one. So that wasn't quite as ideal, but, you know, it's alright. It's not the end of the world. And then I want to do that and remove the rest of those. I'm going to clear off out of the way of that. Then I'm going to come up here. Now, did I say none of the modules were kept back? I have got an inordinate amount of iron gear wheels here, which I'll get rid of some. Oh, I need to keep 400 of them. Yeah, they're picking them up from here and they're putting them back in my bags now. That's to be expected. One robot there. And we're up to 61,000 logistics robots. That's good. Those are now being placed. So that's all good. I'm quite happy with how things are running up there. I've got materials being moved down here. This stuff is also being moved. It's going to take a minute or two for everything to be moved. But I've got now construction robots, I believe, on their way over to go and do that. Now, if we have a look up through this way, that is almost done. So we've almost completed the new extension on the solar field. I got 108,000 solar panels up there, which is a ludicrous number of solar panels. Absolutely ludicrous number of solar panels up through there. I'm going to bring that one down to there and remove those like that. And I'm going to go back to my solar panel blueprint, and I'm going to place yet more of them down here like this. And that one come down a bit. And then you can go onto there. And put some onto there. And then I want some onto that one right there. Right, there we go. There's a few more are going to be placed down there. I don't want any more going up here, because that line there is going to be where the train is going to go up. We will extract that crude oil. And I've also got coal over there I need to extract, and crude oil there, and uranium over there. So I've got lots of work to do for extraction stuff. Our next kind of big project that, well, we've also got oil there that we're going to want to be taking out. So I've got to leave a line out over and down so that we can get to that. 61 million oil there. But I don't want to be going over onto here. Right? I don't want to extend over onto there. I'm a bit cautious about that because of the possibility of an imminent attack anywhere up there. So I kind of want to avoid that bit. So maybe we want to extend down here and start putting solar panels. Mostly what I'm thinking, though, is I can bring them up. I've got some stuff to extract here. There's nothing there. And I got mountains of water here I can fill in. So we've got more stuff up there. And then I got aliens and stuff up there. And there's more extraction here. And more oil and that over there. So we could bring it out this way. And I can extend that up a bit. I reckon I've got room for another double line over here. Just not quite all the way over to that bit. We will sort of bring it over here somewhere. Just wherever we can reach. Without going over onto the island. As long as we don't go onto the island, everything will be fine. That's the bit that we need to avoid, is going anywhere near that island. Right. Those are all being moved out of the way. So as they're being moved, I can do my next bit, which was to take this one and put that down on there. So I've got another little section of red circuits that can be built into there. It'll take them a minute just to finish putting everything in here, which means that's two of my robots. It won't take them long. They've just got to finish taking those out. So there's a few of them. Oh, I got power missing there. That's no good. There. Right. We don't want any power miss. 638 missing productivity modules. Nearly 2,000 speed modules. So the speed modules are a bit more of a concern. I love the number of robots we got traveling here at the moment. 45 FPS. UPS we're getting on this at the minute. And I'd say it's pretty good. We have 60,000 logistics bots. 25,000 of them are currently put away. And then we've also got 20,000 construction robots. And half of those are away. So we have got several bots flying around. But not quite, you know, there's still room for improvement here. We still have room for more bots. Lots more room, I should say. Let's go back up this way. Let's go over and see how our little boost is doing. Which is this over here. How are you coping over here? You've got... Ah! That seems to be what the problem is. Engine units. I need more engine units. Right, where's our engine unit production? We need to do a little tweak on the engine units. And that's going to be almost definitely, certainly, because we've only got a really small... Yeah, we do. Look, see? Tiny, tiny, tiny little production unit thing right here. And also because it's so slow. Right, I've got the productivity modules on it, but it is rather slow. These ones down here... What are they being used for? You know, I honestly don't remember what those are. I know that I got 386 in storage, but I thought that I used it. Do I use them? Maybe I don't. Science, that's what we want to find out. Okay, total raw. Copper, and then there we've got transport belt inserters, piercing rounds, grenades. Okay, that's fine. And then we've got sulfur, advanced circuits, and engine units. That's the basic engine units. And then there we've got electric furnace, productivity module, and 30 rails. So that uses plastic, steel, stone, bricks, lots of things. And there, yellow science. That takes processing units, flying robot frames, and low-density structures. And it's the flying robot frames. That's where those are going. Flying robot frames. That's where these are going. So we need a lot more of them, because we want a lot more flying robot frames. We've only got 60,000 robots so far. We're going to need more than 10 times that. Nearly 20 times that to make our million. And look at all of these queues that we've got as well. You know, I'm honestly not quite sure where to start. We've got to keep everything running. We've got to keep all of the stuff being produced. But at the same time, I also need to rip everything up and rearrange it so that I can put down plenty of roboports. Now, I've got 4 there, so this here is kind of out of sync with that side. How are we going to do this? Well, I know that I need to put a line of roboports along there. Right? We want to put a double line along there. So those 2 sections, they need to be moved. So I'd say that's got to be our first task. We will lift those and we will move them. So I will go with copy right here, the purple ones. And I will copy that bit. Just like that. And then I'll move it up. And we'll just find any old space that we can. And we'll plonk it down. I'm going to leave that space because I'm going to want that for another bit. And so this one, I'm going to drop it down there. There's that one. That's now been placed. I don't have to worry about anything else. The construction robots will deal with the rest. Look, there we go. See, with the railway and all the rest of it. So that's dealt with. Okay, problem solved. So then I can go back over to here and I can deconstruct these. I can rip that lot out right there like that. Now, do I have limiters? I've got a limit of 500 of those. That's got to change. I'm going to change that. Because I got a limit of 500 of these. And I definitely want to alter that. Change that to 5,000. Right. They can work on there a bit. No. I don't want to take those. Let's get rid of them. They've gone and got rid of those. Also, rails. Get rid of all those rails and some of those. I'm picking up a lot of stuff here. Rid of that one. A little bit of iron. I've got all these low-level productivity modules. They go as well. Get rid of some of those. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's get rid of another round of that. How many? Yeah, I normally carry 200 rails. So I'll get rid of some of them, and I'll get rid of some of those, and the pipes. And those. Oh, and them. Right, there's a little bit more space. That's a little bit more sensible, isn't it? Now, these here, I've got level 2 productivity modules working on them. That's fine. We'll stick with level 2 productivities. But what I do want to do is I want to change this. That being a constant of 500, that's way too low. I want to set that now to a constant of 5,000. So they're going to have to go through and they're going to have to make a load more of them. There. And that's going to bring that up to 5,000 so that I've got a decent number of those being produced. We are going to end up using them, trust me on this. So there's no point in limiting their production like I'm doing at the moment. And it's the same with the yellow ones. I'm going to want to change the production on them. So I'm going to go and find those a minute, which they're right down here. These as well. I've set them on 400. I'm going to set those now to 5,000. Quite a bit different to what I've had previously. I go there and set each of these onto 5,000 of those. Like that. They will also need the flying robot frames. So we're going to need a lot more flying robot frames which are being made there. And I'm just making those anyway. But In order to be able to make a load of those, I'm going to need to load more of them, which is going to need to increase those. I'm probably going to have to increase a load of other stuff to be able to do it. So that's why we're going to need loads and loads of space to be able to do this. And that's why we're going to need to be able to be carrying stuff around with our robots. Now, next up, copy. I take that, and I copy that bit. So a lot of these, what I ultimately want to do, let's get rid of that one there a second, is what I ultimately want to do with most of these things is I want to be able to have each one set down, right? In here, I want to, I've got that one there. So I want to be able to have level 4 productivity modules in there, and then I want to have them surrounded with boosters that are pushing out level 3 productivity modules in the middle, and then level 3 speed boosters all the way around them to boost the production of them that's coming out. That's the plan on everything, right? Everything that we make is going to be done like that, so it's lots of productivity and still plenty of speed on it as well, and that's going to help everything along very nicely. Right, deconstruct. Rip that lot out. I don't need any of you anymore. And let's turn my robots off a second. They can all come back home. And then I don't have to go and pick up all of these iron gear wheels by myself. I'm going to struggle with that. And in come the robots. They will go and get those iron gear wheels. They will do what they need to do. They know what needs to be done. In the meantime, I'm going to dump that lot in there so that the logistics bots will come and take those. Go and get rid of all of them. And let's get rid of a couple more stacks. Right. That leaves me with 400. That's what I want. Then I want to go with that, and I want to get rid of any excess of those. Only 2 excess of those, but we want to get rid of them anyway. So then I can go back to paste in here and cycle up through a little bit to that one. That's the one that I want. So you... Oh, wait a minute. That one's actually not lined up, is it? No, of course not. That one goes only over to there. That one doesn't actually join all the way in. So that one will go to there. So I do need it in there, but it doesn't join up properly. But that's just because of how we had things set. Okay. Just have to accept that that one doesn't line up. So this line here, that's one thing I've got to be aware of. Is where some of the lines go through and therefore meet up. Because occasionally we're going to have lines of things that don't meet up properly, and that's going to cause us some major, major issues. Right? If I've got lines of things that don't properly connect, if I extend out a bit from there with a Roboport highway going elsewhere, it's not going to be lined up. So I've got to be sure that I know which ones do extend properly and which ones don't. Which ones are going to cause me the problems and which ones are not. I have to be very, very aware of this at all times whenever I'm sort of planning out anything. How are you doing up here? You look like you're doing all right, actually. That's cycling through there quite well. Oil up here is doing absolutely great. That one's just, like, constantly running empty. And these seem to be doing all right. Like, there is heavy oil coming in, but it's taking a minute or two. These down here, these are crammed full. Right? The light oil bits are crammed full. Then over on this side, right, we've got quite a few productivity modules have been placed down in here. That seems to be producing. I've got 4,800 plastic, so plastic is full. Over here, petroleum gas is starting now to fill up in a massive, great big storage buffer that we've got there for that. The next thing that we'll probably do is we're going to be looking at sulfuric acid, and I'm thinking that we could probably put that underneath here. Sulfur and sulfuric acid. We'll drop both of those down into here. And that's going to make use of the highways that we've got on that side. Should all work through quite nicely. Now, how are we doing over this side? You going to place everything in yet? Those are all placed. Most of it's placed in. I've got a couple bits left. Most of it's now done. We're just waiting on these robots to move out of the way. Some of them have got to charge up for a little bit. Properly get out of the way. But they are doing it. Now, this side over here, I believe I've got enough in the way of red circle. I got 380,000. That does have those and those up there, though. So I'm going to get rid of that section up there, just so as I can see how many I've got down here. I think we've probably got enough just from this bit down here. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about getting any more. And I've got 17,000 robots spare at the moment. Look at this. Look at this. Look at them. It's just a flat-out swarm of robots. Now, I've got 4 roboports wide here, and I can see robots queuing up, waiting on every single one of them all the way along. That gives you an idea of how much it takes just for here, right? And that's just for the 40-odd thousand that I've got in this area. I got 62,000 robots flying right now. They've suddenly all gone rushing off into the air. That is almost definitely because we had a power shortage. No, we haven't had a power shortage, but we're about to. Power's just died. So why have I got 62,000 robots in the air suddenly for no particular reason? Probably because they're all waiting. They're all queuing up, waiting to recharge. That does make a bit of a difference. And they'll be doing that because they're all coming up here, filling things up and stuff like that. So it's going to take a little, like a minute or two just for everything to catch up. Power is already coming back up. But I've already demonstrated that I still don't have enough. I mean, yeah, it's accumulators. And that's because I don't have enough batteries being produced. Right? You can't make accumulators without batteries. And I don't have any spare accumulators at the moment. Batteries are in a negative number. Accumulators themselves are in a negative number. Batteries are in a negative number because why? Why are batteries negative produced? Right here. Because they're insanely slow. 100% because they're so slow. That's why we've got trouble. I've got the sulfuric acid being produced now, but the batteries themselves are being rather slow. So I've got to do a little bit of work on that. The sulfuric acid is now producing just fine. Even though we're a little bit short on electricity at the moment, they are still doing everything they need to do. So we don't need to worry about those. Making the batteries, we could, there is a quick and easy way to do that. And I already got that in place, haven't I? Nope. I want to go paste. And I want to go back this way. There. That's the one that I want. If I put that on there, that's going to overlap ever so slightly. And that is going to allow me to put some speed modules against these batteries. Now, it's not an ideal situation, because those batteries are a little bit too slow. And we could do with better productivity modules going into there, but what they've got at the moment is not all bad. So if we just leave the ones that they've got at the moment, I'm going to put you to... Actually, you know what? That one can go right there. It doesn't matter if it's slightly different, because that's all going to be ripped out anyway and changed around. So we put them in, and now all we've got to do is wait for a bit of power. Not power, more speed modules. Speed modules. Everything is about speed modules. You may have noticed this. And look here, I've got a lot of queuing up going on. That's another thing that I'm going to want, is more work on the actual robots. But my main problem is, I've got... Well, folks, Rome wasn't built in a day, and 1 million minions are not going to be built in a single episode. We've run out of time, so if you've enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.